This is 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
And it all starts now.
Just open the iHeartRadio app
and search NFL
to dive in.
AM 1300 The Zone.
Looking for the one, what you looking at the one?
To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1.
Looking for the one, what you looking at the one?
New York City. You are now rapping with 50 Cent. You gotta love it.
Two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio. LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you here. Coming up top of next hour, it is a Wednesday tradition here on the show. It's the old P. Petros Papadakis. He is yours here again a little over 10 minutes from now. By the way, everybody knows first impressions start with the first coat. That's why you can trust Kills Primers for a smooth and professional finish. Kills Primers now available exclusively at the Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know, sponsored by the Home Depot.
There are some good things that happen, and there's some bad. And then there's some downright ugly things. It's time for Good, Bad, and Ugly.
All right, lead the lap. Who's got what?
Well, as we do each and every Wednesday, we start with the good, and this week you know it's good because LeVar's delivering those goods.
I'm gonna take the good. I mean, it's a big week of college football. I mean, big slate outside of the little Ohio State gate. I mean, that's going to be a tremendously big game. Exciting. I think it's an exciting week of week one for college football, and be here in State College. And be able to experience what that week one feels like as a spectator and as a fan, and my children being a part of it is pretty exciting. I'd say it's even better than good. It's like this week's great.
Well, you can't have great without the bad. Jonas, what was bad this week?
Listen, it's the Ohio State handling of the Dave Portnoy like that. I don't know how you can defend it. I actually can't wait to talk to Albert Breer about it to see how he's going to spin the defending Ohio State in this situation as looking anything other than just soft and anything other than, even despite winning a national championship and celebrating that and a big game against Texas, we're now not even talking about the fact that they're facing one of the best teams in the country. We're not even talking about the fact that they're facing the team ranked number one in the country. We're now talking about this thing they can't get out of their head, which is Michigan dominating them for years now, which is good for college football. It shows that the rivalries matter the way that they do. But this is a bad look for Ohio State through and through.
You're right about that.
And from bad to worse, Brady, what was ugly this week?
Well, this one's pretty easy. Unfortunately, everything that's transpired between Raja Jackson, that's Rampage Jackson's son, the fight that broke out where he knocked Stuart Smith, otherwise known as Psycho Stu, unconscious, hoping that Stuart Smith's doing okay. But however it transpired, whatever the motivation was, whatever the conversation was, it's unnecessary all the way around. That's all parties involved. So not trying to choose a side here, but that was ugly. It was terrible to see. You just hope that Stuart Smith's going to come out of it okay.
By the way, how about the fact that the official in the match didn't know what to do? And so I
think he thought it was part of it though, right?
Well, like somebody still covered the guy. Somebody still covered the guy for the pin.
Oh no.
Out cold.
Oh no.
He flatlined at one point. They're like, "Well, we don't want anybody to
that one wrestler in the purple though, he was trying to get it in. Like he knew what it was about.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and O'Reilly Auto Parts can help take the guesswork out of your check engine, ABS, or maintenance light with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASC certified master technicians. O'Reilly Veriscan can identify the most likely problem with just one scan. If you need help, O'Reilly Auto Parts can recommend a shop for you. Don't ignore a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today, a free service exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are you facing an unexpected financial emergency? You need WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com could help you get up to $5,000 fast. WeFixMoney.com is free to use, available 24/7, and has an A rating with a Better Business Bureau. Go to the name you trust, WeFixMoney.com. If you need emergency cash up to $5,000 for bills or anything else, type WeFixMoney.com directly in your browser. That's WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Cleanup is underway for an earlier car fire on the 290 frontage road heading westbound at Parmer. First responders have now just the right lane blocked off, but you're still backed up from Greg Maynor Road. Looking at the drive on I-35 northbound, about a 10-minute out of your commute through some stop-and-go traffic going from Onion Creek Parkway up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Labor Day savings are happening right now at the Home Depot. So what are you working on? Prep for fall with our wide selection of cordless power tools that make it easy to clear your lawn, starting at $79. And once the leaves are clear, keep your yard looking fresh with colorful mums that bloom all season long. Shop Labor Day savings now through September 3rd, only at the Home Depot. See select stores for details.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Looking for top quality permanent fencing for your home or business? Look no further than Viking Fence. With over 50 years of experience in Central Texas, Viking Fence delivers craftsmanship you can trust. Whether you need wood, iron, or a custom solution, Viking has the perfect fence to fit your needs. What sets Viking Fence apart? They source the finest quality Western red cedar lumber direct from the mill, the most durable and attractive fence material available. Plus, they offer 3 grades of fence pickets to meet every budget. So whether you want Viking to install your fence or you're taking on the project yourself, call Viking Fence today. They pride themselves on excellent work, outstanding service, and an honest reputation. Call 512-601-8911 for a free estimate. That's 512-601-8911. Or visit VikingFence.com/radio. That's VikingFence.com/radio for your free estimate today. When you think fence, think Viking.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get a $500,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
Keep it chilled with summer deals at Specs. The fun starts here.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Mix and match scents to create your own unique scent combo that is as unique as you are. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. It's the Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso,
Manchester, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Way Back Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. It is game week, baby! 3 days away from Texas and Ohio State. Swifties are activated as her last name now may become Kelsey. Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joins us at 7:34. We'll hear more from Coach Sark and the players. We've got Patrick Murphy of Buck Nuts joining us at 8:17 to talk all things Ohio State. And I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to do what you want to do, and that's leave a voice message. Woo, look out for that. In order for you to leave a message, all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. You know, the number one that you have downloaded, number one, found AM 1300 The Zone, and had us number one as your preset. And if you missed any parts of our shows throughout the week, because we've had great guests after great guests, make sure you get over to that podcast page, and all you have to do is set that as number 2. Mark, a lot is going on in the world of sports, but all eyes are on the Texas Longhorns and the Ohio State Buckeyes as they have an epic matchup that is coming up this Saturday, 11 a.m. on Fox. But make sure you tuned into the pregame show that'll start at 8 a.m. That's right. Mark is on the road, so it's going to be myself and Cam Parker leading you up to Network, where Craig Way, Roger Wallace, and Will Matthews will bring it home as well right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We'll also have the postgame where our new partners, Third and Longhorn. That's right, Third and Longhorn are now part of the iHeartRadio family and AM 1300 The Zone, so you can listen to their postgame right after that. But, Mark, there's a lot of people talking about this game. The talking heads are saying that this is the biggest game that is out there. But Coach Sark told everybody, hey, this is a different roster. We both got new quarterbacks, so let's just pump the brakes. But it is a highly contested matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we both lost some really good veteran players off of last year's teams. I think about a couple of guys in our secondary, Makuba and Jade at the front, Alford and Vernon, obviously Matt Golden, some really good players, some guys on our O-line, Kelvin. They lost some good players too, and the two backs were great players, the receiver. Julian's a really good player. He's a natural passer. He's got a quick release. He's a better athlete than you think. He can run. So we definitely need to be alert to that and ready for that. But, at the end of the day, this is going to be one of those, when you go into the ring with somebody, what's the plan? And then you get, as the rounds go on, you have to be able to adjust. And we'll have a plan. They'll have a plan. But I think we're going to have to be ready to adjust to maybe some of the new things. They've got a new defensive coordinator. They've got a new offensive coordinator. Coach Day obviously is going to have his fingerprints all over the offense. He kind of hired, in my opinion, a head coach for the defense in Matt Patricia. Here's a guy who's been an NFL head coach, been with Bill Belichick, and the idea that he can really be a head coach on the defensive side of the ball, where Coach Day can really focus on the offense. I think it was a great addition for them. But ultimately, there's so much new as much as what was old. I think we got to focus on what we need to do and then be adjustable as the game goes on.
How you feeling? How you feeling about that, big fella?
I think that, some of it is coach speak, but there's a lot of truth to what he said. There are new elements in the game, but let's not get it twisted, Hardge. We both know that both of these rosters are as good as you're going to find in college football. Everybody's excited because they know they're going to get good football. There's going to be good players. There's going to be good coaching, and you hopefully the weather permits that it's not a sloppy game. If you get anything outside of what I think we're going to get, I still think that it's going to be pretty darn entertaining.
Yeah, I think the weather's going to be just fine. I think it's going to be like 73 to 80 during that game. So
That's going to be like playing in air conditioning for Texas.
You're gonna make sure that things are looking real good for the Texas Longhorns as they prepare for Ohio State. But one of the biggest things that is out there for this Texas football team is we've been talking about Arch, and we'll get into Arch in the next segment. But the most important thing is this Texas defense, and Texas defense has the confidence of this staff because of the fact that there's some experience on the back end with Michael Taft. There's some experience in the middle with Anthony Hill Jr. And, of course, you got the young buck, Colin Simmons. But you brought in some guys in the transfer portal that have a lot of experience too. So the Texas staff has a lot of confidence in that defense.
Well, it's helpful, and I've said before throughout training camp, we've got a lot of talented players on the defensive side of the ball. Got a lot of continuity on the defensive staff. PK, obviously, in year 5, all the players here know him, know how he likes to call it. We've evolved over the years. But the fact that we can go play quality defense on the road against a high-quality opponent is going to be critical because, I don't know how the game's going to go. I'd love to start really fast on offense and be clicking on all cylinders. We may not. And so if that's the case, you need your defense. We may be clicking on all cylinders on offense, and then you might have some turnovers. That happens. Then the defense has got to respond. And so to have veterans on the defensive side of the ball that are quality players with that coaching staff, I think is important in a game like this on the road to start the season.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That defense is on point and ready to go.
Well, Hardge, the thing that I like that he said was, if things aren't running smoothly, you're going to have to be able to rely on your defense. But they don't expect that that's the case. I think that a lot of teams want to impose their will. And Coach Sarkisian's offense is not one that's haphazard. He's an attacking offense. He wants to get the ball up the field. And you think that he's not giving you like, oh, well, we may not be clicking on all cylinders. But I feel like that's not the case, that they are really just saying that because it's, as a coach, you don't want to give anybody bulletin board material and say, hey, look, we feeling confident about our offense. We think that we can score with anybody in college football. That sounds arrogant. So, of course, you're going to play down to that.
Well, sometimes, as well as you're saying that, you got to be able to stand on business too. And it's not like this is the first time they recognize the University of Texas. It's not the first time that they recognize that Ohio State, who is the defending national champion, they got their business too. And one of the things that Michael Taft said was, hey, I'm glad that the staff has the confidence in us because we are out there to play at that level.
Well, it's helpful, and I've said before throughout training camp, we've got a lot of talented players on the defense.
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot that the coaches trust us to bring the juice. But what is cool this year is we got a quarterback that has the most juice I've ever been around. Not just a quarterback, but a player. Whenever he scores, he's going to let it be known that he scored. And that's really cool because that fires everybody up. So yes, you can trust in the defense for sure. We're gonna do our job. I promise you that. But it's cool that, if something bad goes with the defense, our offense, I trust in them just as much as they trust in us. So that's really cool.
Quick follow-up, just as a Longhorn fan growing up, what's it like to have this program now pride themselves on defense?
Yeah, it's really cool. The Texas defense, that's something when you go back in history and you talk about, how is Texas made up, it's all about the Texas defense. Derek Johnson, Michael Huff, a bunch of those guys. But what happened was they always won the turnover margin. They always would reset the line of scrimmage, and nobody could run the ball on them. If they did run the ball, it was 11 hats to the ball. And that's what I want to be known as.
Wow. Man, I'm feeling more confident by the second. Let's just let Mookie talk, man, because he got me feeling very confident, Hardge. What do you think?
Yeah, well, to think about what he said about 16, he said when that guy scores, everybody's going to know that they scored. He's got that energy. He brings it every day. And the battle against ones and ones in practice, and iron sharpens iron, and we say that, and it's cliche, but it also is factual that when you're playing against elite competition, you're either going to sink or you're going to swim. And what they've been able to do is swim, and they've been swimming together. It's called synchronizing. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing synchronized swimming. And now they get a chance to go to the big horseshoe up in Columbus and deliver in front of everyone. I'm excited for this game. We're going to continue these conversations. At 8:17, we'll have it from Columbus, Ohio, as our guy Patrick Murphy joins us and talks a lot about this game, because let's not forget, they are the defending national champions. But coming up next, we're going to hear about Arch Manning, his leadership, and we're going to hear from Coach Flood talking about how good of a leader Arch has shown to be, right here on a Way Back Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Life is Good by Joe Walsh.
Life's been good, but that's close enough for
right.
Joe.
When I see that album cover, for some reason, he looks like Dale Earnhardt to me. With the mustache. Now, I have to assume he looks like in person.
Right.
Back when it was.
Trust me, if Dale Earnhardt were alive today, he would not look like Joe Walsh. There's not many people look like Joe Walsh how he looks today. Trust me.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way there.
Lenovo and the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Tech that hits different. Can your gear keep up with the beat? Lenovo PCs are built for creators, dreamers, and fans who don't hit pause. Visit Lenovo.com for the latest in AI PCs and game-changing tech.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
A stalled vehicle blocks off the left lane on 183 northbound at Mopac. There's also a crash on Highway 71 westbound at FM 973, causing about a 5-minute backup. And the right lane's blocked off as cleanup for an earlier vehicle fire is underway on the service road of Highway 290 westbound at Palmer Lane. You're backed up from Greg Maynor. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Mark, I saw your car the other day. That license plate said world's strongest. Are you serious?
You got a problem with that? I'm the world's strongest man. It fits.
Fits? Man, the only thing that fits is your plate frame struggling to hold on to all them letters.
It's better than yours, fast guy. You run a 27-minute mile, Mike. That ain't fast. That's like a slow walk.
Hey, man, what are you talking about? Okay. That's the beauty of my plates. You can make it all yours, whether it's the team logo, your favorite nickname, you got some jokes, whatever is your style.
True. Mine gets respect on the highway, and yours gets giggles.
Man, why are you making fun of me, man? But guess what? It's a win-win for everybody. Don't go out there driving an ABC 123 on your license plate. Get a real one. All you got to do is go to myplates.com today. That's myplates.com. Use the promo code THEZONE. The Zone at myplates.com.
Breaking Benjamin. And 3 Days Grace.
September 3rd at Moody Center with special guest Return to Dust. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Don't miss Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace.
Here's an interesting fact. The average human makes 35,000 decisions every single day. You don't need any more, so I'm going to help you when it comes to deciding where you're going to get your next car. It's an easy decision. You need to call Apple Leasing. The number is 346-9977. The website is appleleasing.com. Why Apple Leasing? Because they can get you any make, any model that you want. All you do is call them up and tell them what you're thinking about. Next thing you know, they'll call you back, tell you how much the payment's going to be, and you've got a brand new car. It really is easy. Plus, the car's under warranty. You don't have to worry about brakes. You don't have to worry about tires. There's just a lot of comfort in leasing a car. You should do it from Apple Leasing. The number, 346-9977. That's 346-9977. Call them today, trade in the car that you have, and get a brand new, under warranty with the new car smell from Apple Leasing.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
Hey, it's Cam, inviting you to join me for the Longhorns football game this Saturday starting at 11 a.m. The Zone will be at Plucker's Wing Bar, 3909 South Lamar, starting at 11 a.m. for kickoff against Ohio State. Come join us for the fun, food, and fans.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
Coming up in the next segment, we've got our guy Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman talking all things Texas Longhorns as we prepare for the first game of the year. You heard Cam Parker talking about the game and where he will be at Pluckers. I will be at Cover 3 on Anderson Lane for the ball game and enjoying some ice cold Bud Lights. That's right. It's football season here, and Bud, the official domestic beer of Texas athletics. I wanted to get into this conversation about Arch Manning because Arch Manning is obviously the hype. We just heard Michael Taft talking about Arch and what the energy that he is going to bring to this football game. And a lot of people still look at it as, and even I have looked at it as kind of saying, okay, let's pump the brakes. Let's let him get out there and get an opportunity to play, and we will see what happens after that. But he is one of those guys that he changes the dynamic of the football game. We can talk about his passing ability, big play. We can also talk about the ability that he has to run. But the biggest question was, what about his leadership expectations as the season gets ready to start?
He's just prepared well. He's practiced well, and he's had to go against our defense every day. He's been in these environments. It's not like we didn't put him in the game in the semifinal game last year. We put him in the game at Texas A&M. He's had to go in. Now he just gets to play more snaps, which I know he's excited about.
And the fact that he gets to play more snaps continues to help with his growth and his personality that continues to change over time.
Arch is a great kid, man. He's an awesome young man. He's bought into every aspect of our program. He's been a great teammate. He's worked extremely hard. I think he's enjoyed college, and he should. But at the end of the day, I just feel like he's normal. And that's what I love about him. It's not some guy who feels like he's untouchable. He's better than everybody else. He doesn't do life like that. Never mind football like that. And to me, that probably the best part of his evolution is that he hasn't changed on that aspect of who he is. Like, he stayed true to who he is, the way he was raised. And I think that's really garnered a lot of respect from his teammates and the coaches by the way he conducts himself on a daily basis and the way he represents all of us. Because, as much as I get up here and talk to y'all, you can't go with the day without seeing somebody talking about Arch Manning. And so he's a direct representation of our football program and this university. And the way that he conducts himself is one that I think, we're all proud of, and one that we respect him for the way that he does it.
Hard.
Yeah.
I'm blown away at the fact that he wants to be a normal guy, but he's not a normal guy.
Right.
He's going to have to be protected sometimes from himself. And I'm sure that with him being Arch, and he can afford it, that there is some kind of security in place to look out for him. But the thing that doesn't, where you don't have to be looked out for, is the fact that your coach, your teammates, the people, the staff around you, they all respect you and they give you credit for trying to be as normal and commonplace as anybody else on the team. Hard, that goes such a long way with anybody that's on a team.
Right. I mean, he tries to blend in as best he can, as you would say. Yes, he lost his ID early in his tenure. He's a normal person. He's a kid. I mean, he was somebody that was coming to school and going to the University of Texas, and his last name is Manning, but he still has to be a guy in the locker room. You can be a Manning and people not like you if you're a bad person, if you're not good and not come in to put the work in like everybody else. You've heard it. He's the one that's leading everybody in these drills. He's leading them in the breakdown of the team. He's keeping them after practice to walk through some things that he thought that they could have done better. But I think this right here from Coach Flood, he was talking to my guy, Aaron Taylor. He was talking about Arch and his ability to do things that we expect of him, but more importantly, be the quarterback and the leader that this team is looking for coming into this season.
He's going into his third year. So I think, for us, from a protection standpoint, there's nothing we did last year with Quinn that we don't think we can do with Arch. That part is a real blessing for us to have a quarterback who's been in our system now for 3 years. And he's really bright. And he's the only quarterback that I've ever been involved with in the recruiting process that is asked to have a protection meeting. And I remember we had a full protection meeting with Arch and Coop when he was on our campus one time. And I thought that was really insightful that he understood. Now, I'm sure his uncles and his family, his grandfather had something to do with that. Like he's got an appreciation for protection that is at a higher level than I think most of the guys that I've worked with in college, certainly at a young age. They figured out pretty quick that it's important. But I think that part's going to be certainly a net positive for us.
What type of dude is he? What type of relationship does he have with your room?
Oh, he's great. He's just, I know he's Arch Manning, right? He's got the name and all that stuff, but he's really a great teammate. It's you asked about Sark's superpower. That's his superpower. Is he's as down to earth and as good a teammate as we have in that locker room, and the guys love him. So he's got a great relationship with those guys. They go to dinner, and so he's phenomenal.
That's what you do. You go to teammates and you go and hang out with them. You go and kick it with the guys that are going to be protecting you during the ball game. But the insightful part of that whole conversation was he came in asking about, hey, so what are your schemes on the protection on this play, that play? How are y'all going to make sure that the development of the offensive line, which I've told you before, I've yet to see a transfer portal guy come to the University of Texas on the offensive line. You've seen him come in other positions, but you haven't seen him come on that offensive line. And I think that bodes well for the cohesiveness of this football team as they continue to move forward. The other part of this is a guy that I expect to make huge strides this year, and you'll hear it numerous times, is Ryan Wingo. Ryan Wingo, if you've been following any of the reporters, and we'll talk to Danny Davis about this in just a little bit, but if you've been following all of this, the upside of Ryan Wingo is about to get sped up because of the fact that last year he was dealing with so many playmakers. When you think about what Matthew Golden, Isaiah Bond, and all those that were involved have decided, they became an integral part of the success, and Gunnar Helm across the middle. Ryan Wingo's time is now, and I believe that his development has just taken off.
I just think it's development, Joe. It's more like these guys come in and we can't get them ready to do everything. And so you're just trying to put them in position to do some of the things that they do well. And Ryan was a great example of that a year ago. We ran reverses and shots down the field with him. But all the while we were trying to develop his game to be a more complete player. And I think that to his credit, like Anthony, the most important thing in Ryan Wingo's life is being a great football player. And he pours into it every single day. And the result is he's become a better player. And I think that now it's our job to try to put him in more positions to have some success.
I want to ask Mark real quick. You got a passport? Because you keep moving from city to city right now.
I've been in 3 different locations because Hardge, I get thrown out of my room every day at noon, and it's over here is 1:30 p.m. So they everywhere I go, the music is too loud. Somebody moves next to me and starts asking me questions about wrestling. I'm like, listen, man, I'm trying to do a show.
Hey, enjoy yourself, brother. Enjoy yourself. But before we go to break and get Danny on, I wanted to get your take on what you thought about Arch coming in and asking about protection and learning at their first meeting on how he is going to be protected.
That's advanced thinking for a young guy, Hardge. Like most guys don't come in and want to have a protection meeting with the coaches because he wants to identify with where is the weak point in the offense, because every offense has a weak point and every defense has a weak point. He wants to know. He don't want the coaches to talk to him like, well, we just want you to go out and play. No, I want to know everything you know.
Exactly.
And for a kid to come in and do that, that's light years. That's senior type stuff.
And that's why he has been in the program 3 years, and now he's getting ready to lead this program for the first time as the starting quarterback, named starting quarterback. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman and get his take on what he's heard so far this week, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right turn lane's blocked off by an earlier car fire on the service road of Highway 290 westbound at Palmer Lane, causing a 5-minute backup from Greg Maynor. You're also seeing a 5-minute slowdown caused by a crash on Highway 71 westbound at FM 973, and a stalled vehicle blocks off the left lane northbound on 183 at Mopac. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Get a quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
At In-N-Out, we like to think of ourselves as the vintage muscle car of burgers. After all, both are handcrafted, made with an appreciation for every detail. One with the finest materials, the other with the freshest ingredients. And seeing either one brings a smile to your face. Muscle cars and double doubles are all American classics, and both are gone in seconds.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
All month long, Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here's to bigger game days and bolder fight nights. Where else can you find a scratch kitchen that comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
This Labor Day, the Home Depot is here to help you prep for the season. So no matter what you're working on, you can get your backyard ready for all the fall festivities. Refresh your garden with savings on a wide selection of colorful mums. Liven up your outdoor space with vibrant string lights. And find the perfect grill for your backyard barbecues this season from our wide selection of grills under $300. Get your fall project started this Labor Day at the Home Depot.
Need space that's designed to last? Mueller Inc. delivers pre-engineered steel buildings customized for your style. From garages and workshops to barns, warehouses, even airplane hangars. Our bolt-together buildings are designed to last decades with proper installation and maintenance. Designed for strength, engineered for Texas. Visit us today at any of our locations across the Austin area, including Marble Falls and Spicewood. Or go to MuellerInc.com.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The NFL placed Texans safety Jimmy Ward on the commissioner's exempt list following multiple arrests over the summer. Ward cannot practice or attend games while on the list. Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer said Micah Parsons will follow a ramped-up plan if he suits up for their opener. Rockies with a 4-run third beat the Astros in Houston. I'm Ronta Moss.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
I'm Dan. He's Ty.
Hello.
And we're the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast.
Tune in for previews, recaps, bits you won't hear anywhere else, and all the emotional support you need as a college football fan.
Join us all season long as we ride the roller coaster of this ridiculous sport.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast, and listen now.
We don't just love college football, Ty. We live it.
It's Bud Light's countdown to kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
You just heard of this Bud Light's countdown to kickoff as we are Nathan Vasher days away from that kickoff. Nathan Vasher, good friend, one of the best to ever do it at the university.
Yes, he was.
My brother's good, still getting it in too. As we always do on Wednesday, we're about to talk to our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. And Danny, we are 3 days away from the start of the Texas football season. We had our first game week press conference on Monday. Sark seemed like he was locked in and ready to go, as did the players. But what was one of your biggest takeaways from Coach Sark on Monday?
First off, I got to say, I don't know if I want the people following me on Twitter, because y'all have some angry people on your mentions. I don't know what they're crying so much about. It's football season.
Well, you'll find out in the second hour at the World's Strongest Take.
I don't need those people, so don't follow me on Twitter. But I mean, it's football season. I think Steve and those guys, they're dialed in, they're tuned in. Obviously, Monday, there's some other announcements, with field logos and stuff like that, may have garnered a little bit more attention, but their focus on Ohio State. I thought Steve had a really good answer when someone asked him about, I think it was Terry asked him about if he knew this was a championship football team, and he was like, I just need to know if it's a team that can beat Ohio State. That's the only thing I'm focused on. So it seems like they're just kind of dialed in and focused, and game by game, all those cliches, they're ready for Saturday.
Every time, Coach Sark goes to the podium, you're looking for something, right? You're trying to figure out if he's going to change his tone, but he's one of the most consistent coaches that we have seen since I've been covering this, and you as well, I'm sure. But one thing that stood out to me was when he talked about, I don't know the identity of this team just yet. And I thought people were like, what? He doesn't know. And I'm like, it just all depends. The team could be a defensive juggernaut. This team could be a team that can stretch the field with what Ryan Wingo, DeAndre Moore, and this group can do. Or it can be a ground and pound type of team with Trey Wisner and CJ Baxter. So I didn't take offense to or look at it kind of crazy because he doesn't know the identity of this team. How about yourself?
I mean, how could he? This team has not been punched in the mouth yet. This team has not, won a game yet. They've not experienced any highs. They haven't experienced any lows until you're actually in battle with these guys and see how they respond to adversity or see how they respond to, good things happening to them. I mean, you don't really know how last year's team is last year's team. I feel like I sound like a coach right now, but we don't know what this identity is. A lot of those guys are in the league now. The same thing we said about Ohio State. They don't know what this team is, and they won't until Saturday. And they may not even know on Saturday. They may not know until a couple weeks in this season, and there's some consistency, and they kind of get a feel for what this team is. But it's August. I'm sure Steve knows who he wants to lean on, and kind of has an idea of what this team is. But there could be some stuff that happens in the first game that surprises even him. So I'm not surprised that he doesn't have an idea of the identity. If this is December and he doesn't have an idea of what the identity of this team is, then you can be concerned if you're a Texas fan. But yeah, that's not surprising to hear that he's still figuring that out, because we all are figuring that out, including the players in his team.
Danny, don't you think that it's a strength and advantage to be able to have multiplicity in your offense to where you don't have to rely on one trait?
I mean, I think Steve's an all-American quarterback, and he loves to run the football. So you obviously that is something he loves to have. He's never going to turn down a good quarterback. He loves to throw it around, and he does have a good track record of working with some draft-bound quarterbacks, but he loves to run the football. And the Steve Sarkisian offense, whatever the stat is, I think 1 year since he's been a head coach / coordinator, and that was the year he got fired at USC, he hasn't had a 1,000-yard rusher. So I mean, obviously that's something he prides himself on. So this Texas team, Quintravian Wisner, CJ Baxter, they're going to get the rock. Ryan Wingo, DeAndre Moore, they're going to get thrown to. I mean, this is going to be a balanced offense. This is not going to be a team that runs the ball 60 times in a game. It's not going to be a team that passes it 60 times in a game. If either of those things happen, something probably went wrong with the game script. Although I guess if you're running the ball 60 times, maybe you get up really early and you're just killing the clock. But this is a balanced team, and they will remain so.
We're talking to Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. We're not going to tell you to follow him because he don't want you to follow him right now.
I don't want you on there. I'm good.
He's good with his base. I get it, brother. I get it. But I do also want to talk about Parker Livingstone, excuse me. A lot of folks continue to think that he is going to have one of those breakout seasons. But if you were to pick a player from your hearing of the meet, from us being able to talk to the players, talk to the coaches, is there another person not named Parker that you think might have a breakout season?
I mean, the young guys, the names that get mentioned are Parker Livingstone and Grayson Littleton. I mean, those two teams seem to be the young guys who are getting all the praise. Grayson's a true freshman. Parker was here last year, but he may have appeared in some reserve duty. But those are the guys that have gotten a lot of praise. We'll see if that praise turns into something. Texas is going to need some help in its defensive backfield, and they're going to need some people who aren't named Ryan Wingo and DeAndre Moore to step up in the receiving course. So there's going to be opportunities for both those young men. It's going to be just on them to cash in.
Have y'all given out your predictions yet for the week, or are y'all waiting over there at the Austin American Statesman?
Well, my predictions are not worth waiting on. I'm picking Texas. It's not. I think Tech. I think both teams are going to have some growing pains on offense. Arch obviously has a little bit more experience than Julian, but this is still his first big start. So I'm just going to, both teams are very good defensively. Ohio State's defense last year was incredible, but they, I think, have some more holes on their defense to fill. Texas has 3 first-team preseason All-Americans on its defense. Ohio State has 1. That one that Ohio State has, maybe the best of that 4, but that's still 3 over 1. So I'm just going to go with that 3, a defensive battle. And I think both teams, regardless of the score on Saturday, are going to be fine. I think both teams are going to be championship contenders the rest of the way.
That's a heavy compliment for Downs to say that he may be the best of the all-star defensive players.
He probably would have won the Thorpe Award last year if it wasn't for Jade, having the season he had at Texas. So obviously, Michael Taft's a great player. There's nothing against Anthony Hill or Colin Simmons, but Caleb Downs, that is a special young man, and he's definitely going to be in the league next year. So Texas fans will not get to see him again probably after Saturday.
Yeah, let's get rid of him, and I don't want to see him no more either, man. I saw him at Alabama and now 2 seasons at Ohio State. So, yeah, get that kid out of there. As always, we appreciate you, Danny. Safe travels to
thank you, Danny.
And make sure you cover up your head as you're walking into that stadium. Don't wear neutral colors. Wear neutral colors. That's the key to going to Ohio State.
I'm cute. People aren't going to mess with me.
Take all the smoke. Get all the smoke, Danny.
as long as it's not from y'all's Twitter followers, I'm good. I can handle the Buckeyes.
That's our guy, Danny.
I can handle him.
Of the Austin American Statesman. He picks Texas, as do a lot of folks. Coming up next, I've got a question for Mark Henry, and it is about the big dumpster. No, the big dumper. The big dumpster, the big dumper. Who's the MVP? We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
For the 4th time in 5 years, the Texas Longhorns have won the Directors' Cup.
Texas wins the national championship. The Longhorns are on top of the college softball world.
From the courts to the field, Texas has dominated the nation.
Texas is going to the Final Four. The Texas women are headed for the Final Four.
1300 The Zone, the home of the Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right turn lane's blocked off by an earlier car fire on the service road of Highway 290 westbound at Palmer Lane, causing a 5-minute backup from Greg Maynard. You're also seeing a 5-minute slowdown caused by a crash on Highway 71 westbound at FM 973, and a stalled vehicle blocks off the left lane northbound on 183 at Mopac. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Some fans won't wash their lucky jerseys. Others will sit in the same chair all season. But we've got a real superstition. Never watch Texas football without an ice-cold Bud Light. Because let's be honest, the Horns look faster, the defense hits harder, and more touchdowns feel sweeter when you're sipping on the good stuff. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas football. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio and Austin, Texas.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed. From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time.
eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio presents Stuff You Should Know.
Caffeine can be really good for you and help a lot of things, and caffeine can be kind of bad for you.
It's a drug, and in its pure form, Chuck, it is a bitter-tasting crystalline powder.
Naturally, it's in the coffee bean and in chocolate and tea, but it's also added artificially in things like soda. Your body is enjoying the caffeine. It's blocking that adenosine. You're going to feel alert and awake. It's got that adrenaline going, and it's rewarding you with the dopamine. I mentioned the vicious cycle, the inevitable crash,
right?
Like any stimulant drug, and you want more of it. Eventually, it's going to affect your sleep patterns. All right, how about some health benefits?
Right.
They found everything from not develop Parkinson's disease to dropping your risk of various cancers.
Well, coffee actually is shown to reduce your risk of diabetes.
4 cups a day, 50% less chance of mouth and throat cancer.
You should eat more grapefruit because grapefruit contains something called narragin or narragin, and it actually slows the removal of caffeine from your brain.
Okay.
So you enjoy its effects longer.
Nice.
Yeah.
For the entire caffeine episode and everything else in the Stuff You Should Know universe, open the free iHeart app, search Stuff, and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Great stuff from our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. If you missed any parts of hour #1, make sure you listen to the podcast. Get over to the podcast page wherever you get your podcast, but always free on the iHeartRadio app. Also, make sure you preset us as the #1 on your presets because we are the home of Texas football. And also make sure you tune into the Craig Way Show this afternoon, the voice of the Texas Longhorns from 2 to 5. He and Cam Parker bring it to you like always. We haven't talked a lot of Major League Baseball, and that's on me. I apologize for that. As a former player,
Shame on you.
I should be giving more action, but, just like some of the fans, you get ready for football season and you forget a lot of things that are out there. But I want to get into this conversation because Major League Baseball has a problem. And what do I mean by that? They have a decision to make because Cal Riley, is the home run leader in Major League Baseball. He hit his 50th home run, and this is what it sounded like.
Another 3-2. Fly ball driven. Way back there, left field, take cover. Number 50, midway up the second deck. History marches on. For the first time ever, a catcher has hit 50 until Cal Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh with
Hardge, why is it that catchers are not prolific hitters like that?
Well, because most of the time you're there for your defense, so they want you to be able to catch and throw. There have been some guys that can pop the baseball. You obviously look at Johnny Bench, Pudge Rodriguez. You can, the list goes on of great catchers that have been able to swing the bat well. Sandy Alomar is
Mike
one
Piazza.
of those. Piazza's a guy. You know, you got guys that can do it. Todd Huntley was one of those guys. But the consistency in which he's been able to do it. He won the home run derby in Atlanta when we were there. He got a slow start in the second half, but then he's back now. And you start to look at what his season is like, and people keep saying, well, Aaron Judge is going to be the MVP. He's got 40 home runs. He's got 93 RBIs, and he's hitting 321. And those are great numbers. But his team is not that good anymore. And you start to wonder, is like, are they going to give the award to Aaron Judge just because he's on the Yankees and the numbers that he put up? But the Mariners are a game and a half out of first place in the AL West. Now, we still have behind the Houston Astros. Go Stros, in the words of Rob Babers. But you start to understand that this is a different journey for what he's been able to do. Not only is he hitting all those home runs, he's also throwing out base runners at a very high clip. He's controlling that pitching staff, and he's driving in all the runs. Now, his batting average is 245, and that might be the disgrace against him, or I don't even know. But in Major League Baseball nowadays, I don't think people care about your averages much anymore. They care about your productivity. He's got 50 home runs, 107 RBIs, and he himself has 14 stolen bases as the catcher. He's going to go 2020 for sure.
He's no little guy either.
No. And the cool story about the All-Star game was he had his dad throwing to him and his little brother was catching when he was at the plate. So he's become this darling of Major League Baseball, but the story is going to be about, is he really a legitimate candidate to be the MVP? And I say, why not?
I'm right there with you. If he continues to lead in home runs, regardless of what his average is, with the other things that he's doing on that team, man, I give him the nod.
Yep.
And I'm a Yankee fan.
I know you are. His nickname is the Big Dumper because that's just kind of how he just shaped different. But he's up there just swinging the bat, driving the ball out of the ballpark, and he's a switch hitter. He's a switch hitter to be able to do that. So for what I've seen and my money, I would vote for him to be the MVP. Now you go over to the National League, it's a little bit different. Shohei Ohtani's numbers are through the roof, but guess what? Kyle Schwarber, 45 home runs. Shohei Ohtani, 45 home runs. Kyle Schwarber, 110 RBIs. Shohei Ohtani, 85. 245 versus 278. I mean, this is another one of those runs in the American League. I mean, the National League, that's the same as the American League. And it is going to be interesting because everybody right now is Shohei, because he's also pitching, but he struggled the last couple of starts. But Schwarber has been very, very consistent at the plate and leading off for the Phillies.
Hardge, with a name like Big Dumper, like the jovial big guy, that kind of thing, I hope that he does not suffer from size discrimination.
I know. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, but I do agree with you on that. He's not going to be discriminated.
The popularity contest is real.
I think
Judge being at the Yankees, Shohei Ohtani being at the Dodgers, and their names with all the money that groups are spending and the networks want those guys on the show because they pop ratings, yada, yada, yada. There's no way that this guy, if he say he hits 60 home runs,
right,
and you know, he goes over 140, 150 RBIs. If he don't get it, it's gonna be a travesty.
Yeah, I'm with you. And Monica, I see you out there. You're right. I know you're not mad at me for not talking more college football than baseball. It's all good. But I had to bring it back. To baseball. And I appreciate you listening. When we come back, hour number 2, we're going to talk more NFL. Texas Longhorns that made it to the league and some of them that did not. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $1,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
They're pounding on the door. They're calling on the phone. They're threatening to close your business. If debt has your business on the brink, call Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped thousands of customers get millions in cash credit. It's no wonder why they call Ray the godfather of credit. He may even be able to raise your score above 750 before the end of the year. You could even get a new personal or business credit line up to $50,000 within days. If your credit needs a rebuild, call Ray Reynolds and receive a $1,000 cash credit card at closing. Raise your credit score to 750 or more. Call Ray Reynolds at 800-627-3749. 800-627-3749. Learn about Ray's secrets to success and how he can fix and improve your credit score to 750 or more. Call the godfather of credit rebuild, Ray Reynolds, at 800-627-3749. 800-627-3749.
Labor Day savings are happening right now at the Home Depot. So what are you working on? Prep for fall with our wide selection of cordless power tools that make it easy to clear your lawn, starting at $79. And once the leaves are clear, keep your yard looking fresh with colorful mums that bloom all season long. Shop Labor Day savings now through September 3rd, only at the Home Depot. See select stores for details.
Law and Order Criminal Justice System is back. In Season 2, we're turning our focus to a threat that hides in plain sight.
There's been a bombing at the TWA terminal, just a chaotic scene.
That's harder to predict and even harder to stop.
That's why terrorism works. It doesn't care who you are.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Law and Order Criminal Justice System, and start listening now.
An app for pics, an app for playlists, even the app for scrolling endlessly at 2 a.m. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket, the free iHeartRadio app. Get what millions already have.
iHeartRadio.
the #1 app for radio.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 is all. KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horde, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Hordes, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we got a chance to hear about the differences between this Texas football team from this year and Ohio State's football team to the teams that are there now. We also heard about the development of Arch Manning and what he's been able to lead on this team. And we heard from Danny Davis as he says, don't follow him because he is not going to be a part of the madness here at the station. But we will have this conversation with Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts of 24/7 Sports. He will be talking all things Ohio State, getting us up to date on the things that are happening in Columbus. But we want to talk about the NFL and some rosters and some roster moves that were made yesterday. And I can't tell you enough how excited I am for one, Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers has taken a lot of beating throughout his time on the 40 acres. He's seen some things that has been said, some things against him in a way that is just, it's been bad. But at least he gets an opportunity to play at the next level. He is now made the team for the Miami Dolphins. And Mark, you and I talked about it going in. We all believed that he was going to make a team. We just didn't know after that first game if it was going to happen in Miami.
You know what, Hardge, like you have off games. And, you know, we talked about Quinn's release and his decision making. Like, Quinn is a really good pre-snap reader, but sometimes because of a slow reaction, it doesn't look like he has a good understanding. That can be worked out. There's a lot of quarterbacks that have a slow trigger because they don't want to throw interceptions. In the NFL, the coaches are going to tell you, hey, you need to take some shots. You need to make a quicker assessment of what you see, and the faster you get it out your hand, the better. Like that's just going to come from time. I pray and hope that Quinn doesn't let the naysayers and the people that doubt him affect his play, because I think he's good enough.
Well, he's got an opportunity now, and that's all you could ask for. That's anybody in the NFL. When you get a chance to play at the next level and you understand that your opportunities are just that, you start to take them. Yesterday, there was some news out of Dallas. Jaden Blue has now went back to the number 23. He is back and part of the football team. He's excited for the new year, but when you bring in another running back, that means one has to go, and they ended up cutting Deuce Vaughn from Cedar Ridge, and he is now hoping to either clear waivers or get picked up on waivers and possibly get picked up by another team. The Cowboys continue to make some questionable moves. We still don't know what's going to happen with Micah Parsons. We firmly believe that he will be in there, but you know as well as I do, the longer this thing drags on, man, the tougher it's going to be.
Well, the one thing the Cowboys got right is they released 4 defensive tackles. And I said this the other day, and I hate to be the I told you guy, but I told you when I told you. Like, they had to get rid of these guys. They weren't good.
Right.
And there's people that are going to get released off other teams that they can go and pick those guys up. So, you know, I'm hopeful.
Well, there's some guys that did make the team and have tried to stay strong, and Bijan Robinson, obviously, Jatavian Sanders, and Jonathan Brooks are on the Carolina Panthers. Roshan Johnson and Devin Duvernay have made the Chicago Bears. Joseph Osai is with the Cincinnati Bengals. Isaiah Bond made the team for the Cleveland Browns, who, by the way, we said it was going to happen there too. Shador Sanders made the squad. He is the number 4 or number 3 quarterback as of right now. So there's that. Jaden Blue and DeMarvion Overshawn with the Cowboys. Malcolm Roach, Jahdae Barron, PJ Locke, and Brandon Jones are part of the Denver Broncos.
You're right. They're the Longhorns North.
Exactly. Green Bay Packers, Matthew Golden and Barron Sorrell. Indianapolis Colts, A.D. Mitchell. Kansas City, Omenihu and Worthy. Cameron Dicker is still the kicker for the Chargers. Jordan Whittington and Poona Ford. Quinn with the Rams. Miami, we talked about Quinn. Brendan Schooler is still with the Patriots. Kelvin Banks, Vernon, it has already been Broughton, and Jalen Ford all made the New Orleans Saints. Andrew Beck is with the Jets. That's your favorite player. You love you some H-back Beck.
Love that dude.
The Philadelphia Eagles have Mora Ojimo, Cam Williams, and Andrew Makuba. The Steelers, Deshaun Elliott and Calvin Anderson. And I believe Calvin Anderson was the last offensive lineman transfer portal guy that was here right before Sark took over. And I think he was the last one as well. Alfred Collins on the 49ers, Byron Murphy and Michael Dixon are with the Seattle Seahawks. Tavondre Sweat, Gunnar Helm, and Quandre Diggs all with the Tennessee Longhorns. And Washington Commanders has Sam Cosmi. He is on the injured reserve list or PUP list right now. But some guys that got cut, Bill Norton, Shane Buechele, Keelan Robinson, Colin Johnson, Sam Ellinger, which was shocking in Denver that he got David Benda, Jake Majors, Tariq Black, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Keandre Colburn, and Josh Thompson were all released or waived.
Those are a lot of guys that made the roster. It's as if Texas has a lot of talent.
Yo, something happening right there. I think there was 51 guys that are on NFL rosters from that list that I just named.
Wow, that's a lot of players, man, for even the teams that had successful championship teams in the last 5 years, the Alabamas and Clemsons. Like you just expect that Texas will now be in that category when you see that many in Georgia. I know I didn't slight Georgia. I just I slighted them. But like the whole point is now Texas is going to have to live up. Like I mean, there's pressure. People say, "Oh, well, there's no pressure behind." There's always pressure, but when you're good enough, pressure don't matter.
And I believe that this team is good enough. I mean, you start to look at this team, and if you were to put a list together right now, you would understand that there's at least 4 to 7 guys that you would say will be drafted right now. And that's on the low end. That's on the very low end. But you can go all the way to the top, and maybe you have 15 more guys that could be drafted within. You will definitely have at least 20 in the next 2 seasons that will be able to be drafted because of the talent in the way that they have these guys balanced out from different age groups, right? Different recruiting classes. And we'll hear about the recruiting class from 23 and how special that class was and how they're all coming into their own right now, because C.J. Baxter talked about that when he was talking to Corey Mose. But you understand that Texas is now at the point where they're developing at a level that was back in the 05, the 2000s, right? We like Cash Money Records in the 99 and 2000s up in here. They're trying to get the party started once again, and it is fun. That's why there's so much excitement about this weekend. Yes, it's Ohio State, and we'll talk to Patrick Murphy in just a minute to get the excitement from that side of it. But you really have to understand the importance of this matchup, not just for today, but for the kickoff of what people are looking at could possibly be a great season, because 20 years ago was when the national championship was won in 05. And we're in 2025. So I'm not no mathematician, but I know that 20 years that can get another special moment. You know what I'm saying?
Hardge, I'm so excited that, I wish that game was here. Oh, man, I wish that game was here, Hardge.
But you would not be there.
I would have made some changes.
You would have figured out teleportation.
Hey, man, I would have came up with a teleportation device or something.
You'd have been like Star Trek. Just
No, don't put me on Star Trek, because that brother never coming back.
He go.
What is it? The guy in the red shirt?
You don't even know.
Ensign. His name was Ensign Jones. Ensign Jones never came back.
He was just part of the circus. He was part of the circus.
Man,
I love it. But yeah, this is what it's all about. We get excited about football all the time, but now when you're playing a team that ended your season last year and went on to win a national championship, yeah, there's a little bit extra on both sides of the team. So let's talk to Patrick Murphy of Buck Nuts on 24/7 Sports, as he talks a lot about what's going on up in Columbus, Ohio. Enemy lines! Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way there.
Get your laundry Vegas ready with Arm & Hammer Power Sheets. Just toss in a detergent sheet. No trips, no plastic jugs, no mess. Arm & Hammer is a proud sponsor of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Clean up before you turn up. Shop Arm & Hammer Power Sheets now.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The two left lanes are blocked off by a crash on 183 southbound after Duval Road. You're now backed up starting from Highway 45, causing a 35 to 40-minute backup. The vehicle fire from earlier still has the right lane blocked off for cleanup on the service road of 290 westbound at Palmer Lane. There's also a crash on 130 northbound at FM 969. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
NFL fans, week 1 is your shot to play for free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download DraftKings Pick 6 app. DraftKings is the easiest way to play fantasy. Enter for free and pick more or less on 6 players' stats for week 1. Share the link with your friends and add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. Hit all 6, you'll be splitting a bag that's already $1 million or more. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, use the code SPOTLIGHT to opt in for free, and start stacking entries for NFL Week 1. Zero cost, huge upsides in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry and bag builder contest. Only perfect entries earn share of cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September the 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Hey, it's Cam, inviting you to join me for the Longhorns football game this Saturday starting at 11 a.m. The Zone will be at Plucker's Wing Bar, 3909 South Lamar, starting at 11 a.m. for kickoff against Ohio State. Come join us for the fun, food, and fans.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
The largest gun show in Central Texas is headed to Buda this weekend. Texas Gun Show is voted the #1 gun show in Texas. Will be at the Central Texas Fieldhouse just off Interstate 35 in Buda this Saturday, 10 till 5, and Sunday, 10 till 4. Hundreds of tables of guns, free parking, and no toll road. Do not miss it. Buy, sell, trade, and exercise your Second Amendment rights this weekend at the Central Texas Fieldhouse in Buda. For more info, visit gunshowstx.com. Texas Gun Shows, making gun shows guns again.
It's Bud Light's countdown to kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
We are Hodges Mitchell's days away from the kickoff at the Big Horseshoe in Columbus. But right now we go behind enemy lines as we are joined right now by our guy, Patrick Murphy, beat writer of Bucknuts 24/7 on 24/7 Sports. We're really excited to talk to you. Welcome to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, man.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
We appreciate you. This is an epic matchup. Last year, it happened in Texas and at the Cotton Bowl. Big play on the goal line changed the entire thing. And Ohio State goes on to win a national championship. But the faces have changed. A lot of the players that were part of that game have moved on to the next level. But the anticipation of this game is like no other. What's it like in Columbus right now as far as getting ready for this big-time matchup?
People are pretty excited. I'm not going to lie. It's been a while since Ohio State has opened the season with a game like this. They did open with Notre Dame a couple of years ago, but I won't say this is anywhere near the same type of hype. Really, the last time I can think of it wasn't a season opener, but they did play USC in a home-and-home series like this one in, I want to say, 2008 and 2009, and that had a similar level of anticipation. This was back when USC was, at its peak with Pete Carroll and the quarterbacks that they had, all that talent. So for me, this is on par with that, maybe even above that, given the rankings. And as you mentioned, that these two teams just met in the college football playoff semifinal last year, and how that game played out and everything. So yeah, there's a lot of anticipation. You can't go many places without getting asked about your thoughts on this game, just as you might expect, and just as I expect it'll be next year when these two teams meet in Austin.
Patrick, I had a lot of strong connection with Columbus. I won my first World's Strongest Man there. One of my favorite things in the world is Jenny's ice cream. I know you probably know strongly about it, but do you think that the fan base of Ohio State still has got the hangover from last year? Are they looking at this team through real critical eyes?
I think we'll find out Saturday and kind of the environment at the Horseshoe, especially early, like before the game kicks off, like how many people are in there. I know for the Tennessee game, which was obviously the last game at the Shoe, people were in early. Like the atmosphere was great. People were so dialed in on that game coming off of Ohio State's loss to Michigan. So I think we'll see what it looks like on Saturday and really get a good barometer of that. But I do think there are, you talk to people and some people are like, hey, we just won a national championship, first time in 10 years. And they got the win over Texas. This game, as much as it matters, both teams are still going to be very much in the mix. And then I talk to other people that are like, you can't start the season 0-1 after winning the national championship, right? Especially against a team that you just beat. So I think it's sort of a mix. I think people are still kind of riding the momentum of the national championship, while there are other fans who have completely dialed in. I think Saturday, if Texas does leave Ohio Stadium with the win, people will be very upset. I don't think that momentum will carry over if the Longhorns walk out with the victory.
No doubt. We're talking to Patrick Murphy. You can follow him at _Pat_Murphy on social media. He talks all things Buckeyes. And obviously the big story in Ohio State is the new quarterback, Julian Sayin, a quarterback that Coach Sark recruited here at the University of Texas. He has some fond memories and some good thoughts about that young man. When the announcement was made, was this who everyone thought was going to be the starting quarterback?
Yes. I think you can go back as far as this time a year ago, after Will Howard had been named the starter. And there were people that thought, do you given the talent on that roster, do you give a 5-star kid like Julian Sayin the opportunity to sort of lead that team? Obviously, the Buckeyes went with the more experienced guy, and we all know how that turned out. Will Howard turned into a pretty good quarterback, especially in the college football playoff. But yeah, the expectation has been that Julian Sayin would be the guy coming in after, his very brief time at Alabama. I think he was there like less than a month after Nick Saban retires. But, a 5-star kid, a kid Ohio State also recruited out of high school, stayed in contact with to some degree after he committed to Alabama. So kept that relationship alive. The big thing with Julian Sayin, we saw it last year during fall camp, and then we saw it again in the spring, was some days, some throws, perfect. Like exactly what you want to see from a 5-star kid. You can tell why he had rankings like he did. But then there were other times where the consistency just wasn't there. He's making some boneheaded plays. I remember a play in practice where he throws, or back-to-back plays, I guess, throws this great pass down the middle, finds a guy, tight window, and then next play throws what I could only describe as like this boneheaded interception. Well, this fall camp, he started to kind of put it all together, and there were more and more days of consistency and the type of throws you want to see, the right decisions. And that's what everyone over at the Ohio State's facility was waiting for, is can he put it together and be the quarterback we see in flashes? And I think that was the difference in naming him the starter. But yeah, he was the guy everyone expected. Lincoln Kienholz, who will be his backup, certainly not a guy who couldn't go out there and get the job done, but probably just doesn't have as high of a ceiling once things are all said and done between the two quarterbacks. So this is the way most people thought it would go in the end.
Patrick, we talk quarterback, like Ohio State lost 2 explosive running backs.
Yeah.
Like, what is the guys look like right now that have come in and try to fill those spots?
So you got James Peoples, who was a freshman last year, played a decent amount as kind of that third running back. He was actually in the first game of the season last year against Akron in the third quarter with the first team offense. So that tells you kind of what they thought about him. Now, the game was already fairly out of hand, but he did get in. He's actually scored a touchdown on his first touch. So he's a guy they like, actually a guy from San Antonio who talked this week about last week, I guess, about being recruited by Texas, but grew up an Ohio State fan because his parents were both Ohio State fans. But he said Texas was in his final schools. Really talented kid. They're very excited about him. And then CJ Donaldson's a guy that I think a lot of people are really interested in seeing more from. He transferred from West Virginia this offseason. Yep. Big guy. They've dropped some weight in terms of, his overall weight, but they've put on more muscle on him. And he's a guy that was a former receiver tight end in high school. They want to use some of that catching ability that maybe he didn't use as much at West Virginia. So those will kind of be your Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson replacements. It's not a like-for-like situation at all, but Carlos Loughlin, the running back coach, he is very much into, if I've got guys that I can rotate, I want to keep guys fresh. I want to keep them healthy. And so those are the two that we expect to kind of take those roles. And then freshman Bo Jackson, a guy from Ohio up in the Cleveland area. He's a guy who could work his way in. I don't know how much you'll see of him in this game, but I think as the season goes on, say these two meet again in the college football playoff down the road, he's a guy who might have a bigger role at that point. I know he's someone they're pretty excited about as well.
A name like Bo Jackson, he better be in there.
Yeah, right.
I wanted to ask about the defense because obviously there were some moves that were made there, but the one constant that is on that side is the guy Caleb Downs, one of the best players in college football, recognized as a freak for all the right reasons. How is he on his leadership on that defense?
Great. I mean, from the moment he walked in, there was just a respect for what Caleb Downs had done in his freshman year at Alabama. And one of the coaches talked about it this offseason that they thought he handled this really well. He came in, he let his play do the talking, didn't sort of command respect from his teammates early on. But as he did make plays and sort of people recognized, okay, you're bringing what you brought from Alabama, you fit in with all these guys. He quickly became a leader in that room. And that's run into this season when they lost 8 starters from last year's defense. He was voted a captain just a couple weeks ago, one of 4 captains, 2 on the defensive side of the ball. I still sometimes watch Caleb play and there's a couple plays that stand out from last season where I'm just, wow, especially for a sophomore. And I remember talking to our guys in the 24/7 Sports Network that cover Alabama about him when he transferred over. And obviously I knew what Caleb Downs was. I remembered him from recruiting and all that. I'd seen him play some at Alabama, watching on TV, but they were like, he's just going to make plays that you don't think he can make, that most guys can't make. And he's not the biggest safety. He's not, the most physically intimidating guy, but he talks about it. His teammates talk about it. It's just his innate understanding of the game. And then the way he works, the way he watches film, that was a big thing that stood out to coaches when he got on campus was he knew how to do film study at a level that most sophomores in college don't. And you can see obviously that play out when he's on the field.
Patrick, as always, thank you. But before we let you go, what is the story about Dave Portnoy not being able to get into the stadium, man? I can't let you go without asking about it.
No, that's fair. It's funny that you say that because before Ryan Day had his press conference on yesterday, on Tuesday, the SID was given some updates about stuff at the stadium, and then he said, and we'll only be talking about football stuff, and gave us all a wink just because all the Dave Portnoy stuff had come out that morning. From my understanding, Ohio State had nothing really to do with this. I know Dave Portnoy is putting out his narrative as well. One of my colleagues who's a big wrestling fan was like, it's almost like in WWE when, you get this narrative and you just run with it. Right. And so I think he's recognized an opportunity to kind of promote the brand. If you follow Dave Portnoy at all, this isn't surprising. And I'm not knocking him. Right. I'm just saying this was a chance to, kind of drum up some more in the rivalry between Ohio State and Michigan. So I think from what Fox has put out, the plan was never to have him in the stadiums at all this year and just have him part of the sort of the pregame stuff and not the in-game analysis and whatnot. But yeah, it's been quite the story. So not something I expected that we'd be talking about this week, but look, it's game week and whatever news comes out of it, I'm excited we're back.
Yeah, no doubt. We're excited to be back too, and we're excited for this big time matchup. We want to thank you for joining us and appreciate you, man. To Bucknuts 247 and check out all the latest. And you can also follow him at _Pat_Murphy. Thanks, buddy.
Give me some of that Brambleberry Crunch.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. I will do, Mark.
Appreciate it. There it is. Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man, and he's got one hell of a take. That's right. You do not want to miss it. Marcus, get the dump buddy ready. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
An update on the accident on 183 southbound after Duval Road. Now just blocks off the left lane, but still causing a 30-minute backup that starts from Highway 45. And the right turn lane remains blocked off for cleanup from an earlier vehicle fire on the service road of 290 westbound at Palmer. It's got speed slow starting from Greg Maynor. I'm Jason Fossler with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hardge here. School's back in session, so let's make sure your ride is ready. At Cover Chevy in Hutto, it's not just about the vehicle, it's about the people riding with you. Get $14,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST or $6,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Tahoe Premier. Start the school year strong with Covert Chevy, Highway 79 in Hutto, or shop covertchevyhutto.com. Together, let's drive.
After a trip to the 2025 Women's Final Four, an SEC championship in their first season, and sold-out crowds at the Moody Center, Texas women's basketball is on fire. And season tickets for 2025-26 are on sale now, starting at just $100. Longhorn Nation helped deliver the first undefeated home season in 22 years. Now it's your turn to be part of the action. Bring the energy, bring the pride, bring the Texas fight all season long. Lock in your seats today at TexasLonghorns.com.
Texas weather can be wild. Protect your home with residential metal roofing from Mueller Inc. Strong, stylish, and designed to last, our metal roofs handle wind, hail, and heat with minimal maintenance. With a range of colors and styles, you'll get lasting beauty and proven durability, all backed by paint warranties up to 45 years. Visit with one of our sales representatives today at any of our locations across Texas, including Marble Falls and Spicewood.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia can get more people to hear your message than anyone else. For better results for every budget, visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Fall is a season of change. It's also a time of year when protection against certain respiratory illnesses is particularly important, especially for those who are older or have certain health conditions. Here's physician and Pfizer Medical Director Dr. Maria McColgan to say more.
No matter how healthy you feel, as you age, your immune system weakens, which can make it harder to fight infections such as flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. That's where vaccines come in. Vaccines are a key part of a preventative health routine because they help train and strengthen your immune response to certain infections. And depending on your age, or if you have certain health conditions like asthma, heart disease, or diabetes, you may be at higher risk of hospitalization from respiratory illnesses. So don't wait. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. You can even save time and get more than one vaccine in the same visit if eligible. Book now at vaxassist.com.
This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, some clouds with a chance of an isolated thunderstorm for your Wednesday afternoon, a high of 93, a possible stray shower or storm tonight, a low of 75. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high near 100.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. This Labor Day at Lowe's, get up to 40% off select major appliances, plus get next day delivery on hundreds of appliances. Valid on eligible in-stock orders through 9/10/25. Selection varies by location. Order by 4 p.m. subject to product and driver availability. Fees based on purchase. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Football is back.
And the season lives on iHeartRadio.
Whether it's fantasy advice
Or venting with your favorite host over that blown call.
iHeartRadio brings you all of it.
From the official NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily. Local stations that bring you the games live. Touchdown! This is 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
And it all starts now.
Just open the iHeartRadio app
And search NFL
to dive in. Join the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, each day from 2 to 5 p.m. for the Craig Way Show on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
That's what I do! That's what I do!
You heard the beat drop? You know what that means. WWE Hall of Famer, World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
Hardge.
What's up, man?
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the World's Strongest Man with the World's Strongest Take. And sometimes you gotta set people straight. Bars.
What's up?
Marcus, back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. And when I say they all on me, I mean they all over me on social media.
Hold on.
And oh yeah.
Hold on. We can't see you, John Cena.
Well, I mean, can you hear me though?
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I got you. Your point.
Okay, because I'm going to read my prepared statement.
Oh, okay.
And then once I read my prepared statement, I will come on and show my face and give you what the real business is. I did say that what happened was excessive with the young man that was
Raja.
Raja Jackson. And that whole thing was a mistake. What I said has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with ignorance about the wrestling business. And I don't expect everybody to understand how organized pro wrestling has been for the last 100 years because it's been kept a secret. I don't like to see anybody get hurt in the wrestling business. And I feel sorry for the guy. Psycho Sid didn't deserve what he got. But every action has a reaction. And there's consequences for everything that you put out in this universe. And if it was a work, it was a horrible work. And nobody's going to remember it. All they're going to remember is the fact that Psycho Sid got seriously hurt. Now, I'm going to explain what a work is. A work is what you see is not really what you get. There's what we've done now with pro wrestling with Unreal and every other expose show is we've told everybody over the last 5 to 10 years that pro wrestling is entertainment, that pro wrestling is predetermined, that pro wrestling is storytelling at an elite level with extremely talented people. How you can be an elite pro wrestler and not win an Oscar is beyond me. And I said the only reason that you would be able to get an Oscar is if you expose the business totally so people can understand how incredibly talented the people are that are doing it. Well, we have that now, so let's see if that happens. But the story is that you wake up today and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift getting their impending nuptials are the number one thing trending. Right behind that is Mark Henry. Mark Henry, I'm speaking myself as a third person right now because I'm over here in UK and I'm DJing, successfully selling out every night, 2,000, 1,000 people. Everything is great. I experienced zero racism while I've been here. And I look on social media and people are tearing me down for my take, calling me a racist. Well, first off, it's impossible for me to be a racist because I would have to have power over someone and in a bigoted way. I'm not a bigot and I don't have power over people. Now, there's people that work for me and people that I work with I don't ever have to defend myself about being a racist. The people that know me know who I am as a man and as a person. It's a lot of ignorant people that sit back behind their computers and they feel like it's okay to verbally bash people. What it is bullying. It's just like the situation of Raja going to wrestling to try to be a wrestler and not being completely informed on what wrestling is. And you got guys that are veterans or so-called veterans that these guys, they could have very easily, Hardge, smartened him up, which is another wrestling term, where you say, I'm going to tell you everything there is to do. What I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do so you'll be prepared, okay? All right. Everybody's on the same page. That didn't happen. You got these veteran guys drinking alcohol before the show, and then they come out there and you hit one of the kids up, you hit the kid upside the head with a beer can. He's supposed to understand and process all this information? No, it's not going to happen. And then you got other guys inciting the riot. He goes out there and he lays into this guy and he beats him like he stole something. And I do not condone that. Hardge, I'm going to tell you from experience. Mark Henry was once upon a time Raja Jackson. I got banished from wrestling and sent to Canada. And if it wasn't for the Hart family who took my ass in and said, Mark, you have to be educated. You don't know wrestling. You're a fan. Let us help you. And they helped me. They educated me. They taught me how to be who I became, which is a Hall of Fame wrestler, which is somebody that's very well respected, not only in pro wrestling, but in radio and television. Hardge, and to everybody listening, I have not got one racist bone in my body. I love people. God put me on this earth to be a helper and to be a watcher. And you read the Bible, you understand who the watchers are. I'm one of them. And I just want to go on record as saying I'm making zero apologies for what I said. I meant every word, every single word I meant. You have to be responsible on both sides. The WWE is where they are because they do great business, because they smarten everybody up. And when people go off script, they get fined, they get suspended, they get sent away. Until you know better, you can't be on our program. And I don't work for them. I just respect the business. So all of you fans out there that have these racist tendencies and all the vitriol for me, have at it. You can't hurt me. I'm bulletproof. I'm the world's strongest man, and that's my statement.
And there he is, WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest man, the Mark Henry, clearing the air on the trending topic, which is Mark Henry. And I'm not going to do it in the third person for you, dog. You good.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you for the time.
That's what he do.
That's what I do.
When we come back, we'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. There's a lot going on, but we're going to hear from Ryan Day and his thoughts on the Texas Longhorns right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show.
So Texas goes in there to play him, and Danny Meyer calls him in for. Kurt Thomas played the game of his life, and TCU upset Texas. So a month later, they have the rematch in Austin. Texas blows them out of the water. Billy Tubbs did not want to go in and do the postgame. That's when he walked into the news conference, stood at the microphone and said, okay, I'm only going to take 3 questions. And then somebody raised their hand. Why only 3 questions, Coach? Now you're down to 2 questions.
Weekdays at 2
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
An update on the accident on 183 southbound after Duval Road now just blocks off the left lane, but still causing a 30-minute backup that starts from Highway 45. And the right turn lane remains blocked off for cleanup from an earlier vehicle fire on the service road of 290 westbound at Palmer. It's got speed slow starting from Greg Maynor. I'm Jason Fossler with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Labor Day savings are happening right now at the Home Depot. So what are you working on? Prep for fall with our wide selection of cordless power tools that make it easy to clear your lawn starting at $79. And once the leaves are clear, keep your yard looking fresh with colorful mums that bloom all season long. Shop Labor Day savings now through September 3rd, only at the Home Depot. See select stores for details.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed. From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included. So you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Riata Ford in Manor has made it simple. Pick yours at riataford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Riata Ford in Manor has made buying a new Ford simple.
The legacy continues. Pantera. The heaviest tour of the summer. Tearing up Germania Insurance Amphitheater, September 2nd. The Mon Mars. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Pantera live.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents The Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
you missed any parts of the show, get over to the podcast page and get at the latest from all the happenings. If you missed World's Strongest Take, make sure you get over there and enjoy that as well, because there was a lot said and covered up and cleared up. But we want to continue these conversations. Make sure you turn into the Craig Way Show this afternoon. Tune in tomorrow as we will have Eric Henry of Horns 247 talking about his thoughts on this football game. And, of course, we have our Legends of the Locker Room segment, and we will have none other than Brian Arakpo. That's right, Brian Arakpo will be joining us tomorrow. We're all excited about that. As we continue these conversations, obviously we're counting down 3 days away from Texas and Ohio State. Quinn Ewers, 3 days away, who made the NFL team for the Miami Dolphins. We knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. But I want to get into this conversation because Ryan Day spoke with Brady Quinn about this matchup. Yes, they got their rings. He got a chance to show it to Brady, but it was a good conversation about getting ready to take on the Texas Longhorns.
Hey, bud. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good. Coach, how good does it feel to sit here right now as the defending national champions from last year?
It feels good, but, as you know, it doesn't take long to move on and turn the page. But there is a certain level of trust in the building right now based on what we went through last year.
And here comes the number 1 Texas Longhorn. You start off the season with one of the toughest challenges, maybe one of the best teams this upcoming season in Texas. Talk to me about that challenge and then what you think that atmosphere is going to be like.
What a great way to start the season. It just has everybody's attention early on, which is healthy for everybody, especially coming off a national championship. They have a very good team. Sark does a great job, and they have a great quarterback in Arch Manning. So it certainly has our guys' attention. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the atmosphere is going to be wild.
Wide open, lobs it in zone, and touchdown Texas. Great patience. Easy pickings for Arch Manning. It's going to be hard not to find yourself maybe looking across and watching the Texas offense out there at Arch just to see what he looks like. I mean, that sort of talent, that sort of lineage.
He's a good player, but our guys have played against him and have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a really good player and have a lot of respect for their team. They're a very good team, and he came off the field with a ton of respect for him. We'll continue to do that, but certainly it's always been about us, and it will be about us in that game.
That's what you want to believe. You want it to be about you. You want it to be about getting ready for this ball game and locking in. We all know that Arch is one of the most hyped players in NCAA history, right, coming into the season. And Paul Feinbaum in his story talking about the fact that he most hyped player since Tim Tebow. I mean, this is what it's all about. So we will see what happens. But that was Ryan Day with Brady Quinn. This is Ryan Day yesterday with his press conference that Patrick Murphy was talking about earlier from Bucknuts.
First off, I think it's great for college football playing a game like this opening weekend. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for Sark, for his coaching staff, for the players. And we're excited to play these guys. It's rare that you would, kind of play someone like this towards the end of the season and start the regular season with them. But here we are. And I think it's going to give us a great barometer coming out of the first game. But for us, as we've talked about before, the preparation starts really early because you got to be on point and we got to play a clean game. That's very, very important. And so, as you get closer and closer to the game, you just do everything you can to prepare the guys. I think when you look at our season, which is unique this year, one of your goals should be to win the opener. I mean, that's clear. We did that when we had Big Ten games to open the season, win the opener. And then you kind of go from there, which allows us an opportunity to focus on one game at a time. And then, once this game's over, we'll figure out what we did well, what we need to improve on. The issues will be there. They'll surface, and then we address them. So, it's an exciting time of year because now we get on the field and figure out where we're at, figure out where the guys are at, and go from there. But it's important that we play clean in game one.
It's go time, Mark. It's go time.
Yeah, he said something that it kind of itched me a little bit. He said that they have to play a clean game. He didn't say we need to. He said we have to. And there's a difference because when you need to, all teams need to.
Right.
But when you say you have to do something, in order for us to win, we have to play perfect. We have to play clean. We can't make mistakes. Texas, if they can avoid making mistakes, they put them in a very awful situation. So offensively and defensively, they can challenge them, and that most teams don't have it like that. It's only about 8 teams in all of college football that have it.
Well, and that's the thing that we continue to talk about as this game gets closer and closer. We talked about it when we came in on Monday, talking about ball security, eliminating the turnovers, making sure that each possession it does not end with a turnover, because field position is going to play a huge part in who wins and loses. You always talk about turnover battle. Who wins the turnover battle? Well, this is one of those high-stakes poker matches that both of these coaches who do great jobs, the defending national champion against Coach Sark and his thought process. But the one thing that we have not talked about, and we will tomorrow, the continuity of the coordinators by this university. Texas continuing to have the same people calling the plays, and Ohio State dealing with 2 new coordinators. Brian Hartline, who's been on the staff, great recruiter, and Matt Patricia, new to the college football game. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. We got Eric Henry of Orange 247, and we got Brian Arakpo tomorrow as well. But we want to thank Danny Davis and Patrick Murphy for joining us today. Thank you, Mark, for what you do. Thank you, Marcus, for what you do. And thank you to people for tuning in. We'll be better tomorrow, folks. Just remember, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace. Mark, I saw your car the other day. That license plate said world's strongest. Are you serious?
You got a problem with that? I'm the world's strongest man. It fits.
Fits. Man, the only thing that fits is your plate frame struggling to hold on.